Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mind Prosperity, where we believe that where your mind goes, your life follows. And today we're going to speak about 4 mindset shift that you have to do to move from the old to the new. Now, something that we have to understand is you cannot go into the new if you do not leave the old. A lot of people struggle to get into the lives that they want to live, and they struggle to live as the person that they want to be. Not because they necessarily don't know who that person is or because they don't know what that life is, but because they're not willing to let go of the old. I sometimes speak to people and they say to me, but I cannot leave this friendship. We've been friends for 20 years. Well, maybe that's because you've been stuck for 20 years. Now, this is not about leaving friendships. That was just an example. This is about leaving anything behind that's keeping you from living in the new. Cynthia Garrett once said that if you want to change your life, you have to change playgrounds and playmates. I always say to people, a lot of times in business, people say that experience is more important than education. And maybe it is, but there's something more important than that, and that is attitude. Attitude is the way you think and the way you feel. William James said, the greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. You cannot have a new life if you are still stuck in old attitudes, old ways of thinking and feeling. Jim Rohn said, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Meaning your life will not get better accidentally. Your life will only get better intentionally. So you have to be intentional about leaving the old mindset behind. And you have to be intentional about building the new life and the new mindset. So 4 steps to transform your mindset. Number 1, you have to move from survival to creation. Now, I believe we as humans, we are made to create our lives, to create the life that you want, to create the marriage that you want, to create the business that you want, and to build, to go forward. But a lot of times we stay in survival mode. Survival is good if a tiger is chasing you and you have to survive. But your mind doesn't know the difference between a tiger that's actually chasing you in real life or the tiger in your own head. Your body and your brain doesn't know the difference between the actual event and the event that is created by a thought. So a lot of times our bodies stay in survival mode because our thoughts of negative expectations or bad expectations. Now, if you have this bad expectation about the future, your body goes in survival mode and it takes a lot of energy. It drains your energy. I have this course called Beating Burnout. And what I say in this course, a lot of people burn out not because they work hard, but because they anticipate bad things to happen. They stay in survival mode. And because they stay in survival mode, a lot of energy is drained out of them. So we have to move from survival to creation. Survival is the old mindset, creation is the new mindset. Number 2, decide who you want to be and decide what you want to build. A lot of people don't go forward into the new because they don't have an idea about who they want to become or what they want to build. And my encouragement is be very clear on who you want to become and what you want to build. Number 3, detach from old wounds. A lot of times the thing that keeps us in the past and a lot of times the thing that keeps us in survival mode is old wounds, old trauma, a lot of times from childhood. So what happens? We have been programmed to believe I'm not safe, I'm not loved, I don't belong. And if you've been programmed with I'm not saved, I'm not loved, I don't belong, your body will go into survival mode. So you have to change that thinking to I'm safe, I'm loved, and I belong. Yes, this takes a little bit of a process, but we have to, in whatever way we can, and I encourage people a lot, go see somebody, speak to somebody, speak with a counselor. A lot of time people cannot go forward because they're not willing to detach from old wounds. And this brings us to number 4 and the final mindset shift we have to do to move into the new. And that is write the vision down. Take a pen, take a paper, not your phone, not your laptop, not your iPad, not your tablet. Take a pen, take a paper, write down who you want to become, what you want to reach. There's such a great connection between your mind and your body when you start putting things to paper. The brain wants to get you anchored in the past, but if you start writing it down and you start seeing it in your imagination, it takes the body more into the future. The brain and the body wants to predict the future by past bad experiences. Writing it down helps you to focus on what you want to build and what you want to become. And it helps you to shift from survival to actual creation mode. Tony Robbins said, where focus goes, energy flows. If we have a good expectation of what we want to build, we will be more energetic and we will build a greater life. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope these steps helped you, encourage you, and I want to encourage you to go apply them. Thank you so much.